All right, I'm standing here with Eric Larson, right?
That's right.
Eric Larson from PMI. What's your title?
Vice President of Operations.
Vice President of Operations. All right. So I'm just picking Eric's brain here a little bit. So we're going to put this on video now and walk over. But we're going to contrast a little bit about, they have a semi-flexible cell called pre-engineered system over here. We're going to talk about and contrast that against what we're doing over here with the new high robotic cells. So thanks for taking the time, Eric. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So why don't we walk over to the FlexArc cell and we'll discuss a little bit about what you did there. All right, Eric, so talk to me a little bit about this cell and your experience here with it.
We put this cell in a number of years ago for two product lines that we were doing that were very large run product lines. So we actually, on this robot, there's 4 stations, so we could run the four parts on here and never stop the welding process. But we found it was only good on large run products. And most of our products now are short run, small run, 50, 100, maybe up to 5,000 parts a year, but that only equates to, you know, a few hundred a month. So we don't use this. It sat vacant for a couple of years, and then we got a company that came to us and wanted us to do a part, which was a high volume part. They had a lot of parts to go into the part. So we had a fixture made, which was very expensive, $25,000 for a fixture, to ensure that all the components of the part are in the proper space and all the welds get put in the right spot. But right now, that's the only large, high-volume parts that we do. So,
And but on definition of high volume, how often do you run this cell per week?
Right now, they've slowed down because of the time of year, but we'll run this when we get more in the spring. We'll get up to running both two shifts a week, so 80 hours.
So, okay, so 2 shifts every day per week on this cell.
Yep.
And so let's talk a little bit about this tooling. Did you guys buy and build this tooling?
We had somebody design and build the tooling, and it's owned by the customer who we do parts for.
Okay, so you don't own the tooling, the customer owns the tooling. Is there a particular reason for that?
Because of the expense. We would have had to have added the cost of the fixturing to their part. And instead of doing that, they said they'd buy the fixture, so then if they wanted to pull the fixture back, they could have the fixture.
Okay.
And we didn't have the extra capital invested in it.
Right. Makes sense. So roughly, what would the price of a fixture like this be?
This one was $25,000.
$25,000. So you have a part that you run, you have a certain time of the year. This cell isn't running right now, maybe once a week, but on the peak times, now how much of a year would that be? Like half the year, 3/4 of the year you would run 2 shifts?
Yeah, I think it was like 4 months we were running constantly on it.
Okay, so 4 months out of the year you run constantly. The rest of the year you're maybe running with 1 shift a week or something like that to make up the parts. Okay, and $25,000 tooling. So again, this is not a case that these systems don't work.
No, it's a great system, but you got to have long run parts.
Got to have long run parts.
You can't afford to build fixturing for short run parts. It's just not cost effective.
Okay.
I mean, when you're doing short run small parts, you're talking pennies, dollars compared to another customer. So you really have to whittle down that quote price in order to get the part in the door, and that doesn't usually include a fixture for it. So.
Right. Okay. So contrast that then to what you guys are seeing, some of the benefits and capabilities of like the cobot based welding system that you have over there.
On the new robots over there, the table is the fixture.
Do you mind if we walk over and we can talk while we're...
As you can see, we have 2 cells set up, a double table and a single table. The double table acts more like the cell we were in, where you can be welding a part while setting a part up. This is the second robot we got in. We asked High Robotics to do this for us so we could do a double cell on it. That way it's always welding when the operator's putting another part on the bed. The first one over here, where we have the part actually fixtured in, you can see the fixture. So it comes with all the clamping, so you can take your part and you can figure out how to set your part up where these reusable clamps to hold your part in place. It's all based on pin locations of holes. So after we get a part located like this, we'll take a picture of it and we'll document the hole locations and what clamps we use. So then down the road in a week or two, when we have to do this part again, we go back to the picture, we go back to the setup sheet, and we can set up the exact same way. So the program that's in there will weld it the exact same way.
All right. All right, sounds good. Thank you for the time, Eric. It's a pleasure. So this is, again, this is Pitch Do Fun here at PMI. They are shooting a case study video here, but I'm taking all these little clips, so I really appreciate the time, Eric.
You're welcome.
All right.